Alright, today we're going to go over how to crack WEP, wireless encryption, using CommView and Aircrack-ng. It's fairly straightforward, although it can be a little time consuming. There are a couple methods by which to get this accomplished, but today we're really going to be going over one that's probably the most easy to accomplish. It's just takes a little bit of time because of the amount of data that you have to accumulate, but we'll go over that. So first thing that you're going to want to do is download both CommView for Wi-Fi and Aircrack-ng. I put them over here on a sticky note for you. Mind you that CommView for Wi-Fi is not free, although you can use the trial version for what we're trying to accomplish, and Aircrack you don't have to pay for. So with that said, once you've installed CommView for Wi-Fi, which you do have to actually install, nothing special about the installation, we're going to go ahead and open that up. And if you have Windows 7, you're going to get a UAC there for confirmation that you want to let it open up, and that's fine. So then when we pull it up, what we're going to want to do is right here, we're going to go ahead and start the capture, and then we're going to see some nodes pop up here. Alright, so just a few things about the software. Some things that we want to do before we actually do any capturing. For me, I figured out the WEP wireless access point that I wanted to crack, and I have it actually only searching in that channel, channel 11 that it's on. What you can do from the beginning is put it in scanner mode, and if you start scanning, it'll pop up all of the available access points regardless of what channel they're on. We'll scan a channel per second, like it says over here. But once you find the one that you want, this one's encryption over here, it says WEP, as you can see, and it's even called WEP is weak, so sounds like a challenge to me. So let's go ahead and get this thing cracked. So what we want to do is single channel mode, and I changed it down to channel 11, which is what it's on. And then from there, we're going to go ahead and before we do that, we want to enable the logging. So in the logging here, this auto saving button is going to be unchecked. We want to go ahead and check that. And you can use whatever maximum and average log file size you want, but this is my recommendation here, 2,000 megabytes for the maximum directory size, and average log size of 20 meg. So, and that's pretty much it. Once we've done that, then we are going to go back to the nodes just to make sure that the one that we want to crack is highlighted, and then we go ahead and start the capture. If you want to see if it's working, you can go to the Packets tab, and you can see, you can watch it update and see what's actually getting done there. You can see the scroll bar is moving, so packets are in fact being captured. And then I'm going to go ahead and stop it now, because what needs to happen is this is actually going to run for quite a while. You need a fair amount of IVs in order to crack this. So what that means basically in layman's terms is that we're going to have to collect a lot of packets in order to be able to decrypt the WEP key. So and it depends on the WEP key. I mean, sometimes you can crack it with as few as a couple hundred IVs. Sometimes you need a couple thousand. So what I would recommend is to let it go for at least a few hours. If you want to be sure, like I was, I let it run for an entire day. Once you've done that, then you can go ahead and stop the capture. And once that's stopped, what you want to do is go to your log viewer. And from your log viewer, you want to go to File, and you want to load the CommView logs. And here are all the logs that it kept for me after I had ran it for quite a while. This is just a few hours of the logs. So you can see the time frames. It's from about 10 in the morning until it looks like 9 o'clock at night. So that's actually quite a while. So for me, since I wanted to be sure, what I did is I went ahead and I highlighted all of these. You can go ahead and select them all, and then you open them. Okay, once you open them, it'll take quite a while. It loads 2,000 packets at a time, which was our maximum log size. We'll let that crank for just a little bit. Okay. Now this walkthrough is a little bit lengthy, but I just wanted to make sure that you guys had all of the processes step by step. Okay, so now this is completely loaded. We can review all these if we want to, which we don't need to. So what we do want to do though is export this log. Now since we've loaded all of the CommView logs that we kept, and now we're going to export them to a TCP dump, Wireshark format. Okay. And once we've done that, you see that there's a couple of in here already. I was working with this a couple of different times, and these first 4, I didn't capture enough packets to crack the WEP. So I let it run for a considerable amount longer, and that's where this last one came from. So I'm not going to go ahead and save this again, but so I'm going to cancel that part. But at this point, we are done with the CommView side of the house. We can go ahead and minimize these. And now we need the help of Aircrack in order to finish this up. So if you download Aircrack and you open up the folder, you don't need to install it. You just go right into the bin folder, and we're going to run this Aircrack-ng GUI. Once we've run the GUI, it's going to pull up a generic graphical user interface here, and all we need to do, it does help to know the key size ahead of time, and we're obviously doing WEP here. You don't need to change any of the other settings, but essentially you can do 128 or 64. Try them both. It doesn't take very long. But let's go ahead and get the one that we want in there, and then all you need to do from there is launch. You can ignore the DOS warning. It tells you how to disable it if it gets too annoying, but it takes it a while to read the packets because this is a pretty big file. It captured a lot of packets. There's a couple million in there, so it's 1.8 gig. The file is pretty big. So we'll wait for that to complete. All right. Loaded all of those. Now it's going to ask you for the index number of the target network. This doesn't get too complicated. We're just going to put in 1. Should be 1 for the network that you're looking for. And then it's going to read the packets only for the target network. It's actually another way to filter these, but this is easier. So now it's going to pull in all the keys and all the vectors. So it's showing you we got actually got over 1 million IDs. That's insane. That's quite a bit. And it did find our key. You can see what the key is right here. And just to confirm that that's the key, this isn't scripted or anything like that. We're going to do something here. I'm actually going to go to the router. And I'm just going to minimize this a little bit. And I'm going to show you, I had saved this from before because I set this, obviously I set this WEP up, although I did generate the key, so it's not a pre-done key or anything like that. So, and if we scroll down to where the WEP key is, the passphrase that I put in generated this WEP, and as you can see, it matches the WEP that's right here. And so if we were to connect to this wireless network, we would now have the key to do so, and that is how you do it in a nutshell. Thanks.